This cinematic animation started here. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how I transformed this basic 3D AutoCAD model into a cinematic animation using AI tools like Rendair and Sora. So basically, we took some views from this model and then we bring them into Rendair in Flux mode, and then we put them into Sora to create different variations, and finally we end up with this result. In today's chapter, I'm gonna guide you step by step in how to do this and how you can create your own animations to surprise your clients and your friends or your family. If you're an architect or if you're a student, this is gonna be something that is gonna really interest you. That said, let's get started. So as you know, we developed this 3D model in our last video, and if you haven't watched it, the card is appearing just right there. Go and click it if you are interested in how we can create this basic 3D model. And based on this model, we're gonna extract all the views. We're gonna take them to Flux in Rendair, and after this, we're gonna export them into Sora to create this cinematic animation. That said, let's get started. So if you have been following the challenge alone, you know that we started first doing the 2D CAD plans of this drawing, then with the sections, then we did the 3D model, and today is time to get some stunning results. Before jumping into the full explanation, I'm just gonna quickly finish this model with you guys, adding some trees and a little bit of people, so our scene is ready for being exported. Now, if you're interested on these blocks, they have been optimized for being used in AutoCAD. You can download them for free on my Patreon. The link is appearing on the description. Feel free to use them, feel free to download them, and let's crack in. So for this exercise, I'm gonna use this tree right here, and I'm also gonna use the dining table and these two guys. I am just gonna press Ctrl C. I'm gonna go back to my garden 3D model. Let's change the view. I'm just gonna paste them right here. So I'm gonna go back to top view. I'm gonna change the visual style to 2D wireframe. And now I'm gonna block all these into one single component. So I'm gonna type block, and I'm gonna call this dining table. And after I have created this block, I'm just gonna quickly move it from this point up to here in the center of the pergola. Now I'm gonna go to front view, and I'm gonna put that into the right elevation. It doesn't need to be perfect, just close to the point. Right there is fine. Now I'm gonna go back to top view, and I'm gonna move these two persons somewhere here in the middle of the garden. This guy is gonna come right here, and maybe I need to rotate him a little bit, so it seems that they're having a conversation. And now I'm gonna move them down just to the floor level right here. That looks good. I'm gonna go back to isometric to see what are we doing. Change the visual style to shaded with edges. And now I'm gonna use this tree, and I'm gonna plant it in the corners. Let's go back to top view. I'm gonna move this tree from this point up to this point. Then I'm gonna rotate the tree a little bit so the canopy doesn't crash with the facade of the house. And then I'm gonna make a copy and put another tree right here. Now I'm going to isolate these 4 elements. Right click, isolate objects, and now I'm gonna go to front view just to make sure the tree is positioned in the right location. Press Ortho if you want to move straight forwards, up and down, somewhere right there. Let's go back to isometric, finish the isolation, and I'm gonna bring some more plants from my CAD blocks. As I mentioned it before, these ones, you can use them for free, and the link is on my description. Now let's bring these guys right here, and let's start planting some shrubs. So I'm gonna rotate all of these guys 90 degrees, and then just like that, I'm just gonna move them into our planter right here, and maybe I'm gonna make a copy. Let's see what are we doing, because I think they are not in the right location. Yeah, it seems that I'm gonna delete that one. We need to rotate them first. 3D rotate these blocks 90 degrees. Yeah, that looks better. Now let's go back to top view and let's move them into the right location. So some of them can be there, and I'm gonna create one more copy of this one from this point up to this point, and then I'm gonna plant several copies of this one right here. And now from this other block I'm gonna copy it across here. It doesn't matter if it's the same one, and you will understand why in a minute. Now let's isolate these ones. Let's select them, select the planting bed as well, right click, isolate objects. Let's go to front view and let's bring these guys down. So probably somewhere right here. Now let's go back to isometric, right click, isolate, and end object isolation. And now these ones also need to come down. So select this one, that one, pretty much all of them. Press move, and let's bring these blocks somewhere. Yeah, that looks absolutely fine. Now let's save our work and let's type orbit, right click, perspective. This is pretty much a very basic volumetric model. We don't need to get into more detail, and this is more than enough to start cracking in. Right, so I have created this camera. If you don't know how to create a camera, basically you just need to type cam, and you need to select the first point where the camera is going to be sitting, and then click the other point. In this case I already have it here, and if I want to see the visuals, the camera, I need to go to custom view, custom model views, and then select my camera. Then I'm going to change my visual style to shaded with edges, and this is what we have. So let's go to the first part of the video, which is basically preparing this model to be taken to Rendair. At this point, we already have this model in a very good position. I'm going to go to top view, and I'm just going to move these two guys just a little bit more here. Our camera has a little bit more of freedom. And I'm gonna add just one more shrub right here, somewhere there. I'm gonna go back to orbit, go to parallel projection, and I'm gonna move this shrub just a little bit like that. So that completes the basic model of this garden. And now we're gonna type render presets, and we're gonna set up the AutoCAD render engine to render just a very basic image. It doesn't need to be high res, but the bigger you do it, it's probably better because you can get better results. In this case, I'm gonna render it in 4K, 3840 by 2160. The quality is gonna be medium, it doesn't need to be high. And I'm gonna change my view back to the camera, and I'm just gonna type render, and I'm gonna wait a little bit. This is gonna process our render as it is from the model. Nothing fancy. As you can see, this still requires a lot of work. We are getting and extracting the basic geometry of the model, and this geometry, we're gonna use it to keep progressing our work. So this is the first step. Basically, you just prepare your model, your basic 3D planting models, a little bit of people, and after that, we're gonna extract this view. I'm gonna pause the video now until this one is finished. That's it. It has finished. It only took 1 minute and 15 seconds. Now let's press save, and I'm gonna save this image as camera_001.png. You can also save it as a JPEG or your preferred format. That doesn't matter at all. Click save, and now we're gonna go to the next step of the video. We're gonna go to our platform Rendair, Now, if you're interested in all the functions of this platform, go and watch my video, The Best AI for Architects in 2025. The card again is appearing just right there. In that video, I explain in detail what are the functions of this platform and how you can use it. In this case, today, we're gonna only focus on the chat function right here, which uses the Flux model, which is really smart because it's actually like if you were talking a ChatGPT and it can understand your instructions very precise. So the first step that we're going to do here in Flux is we're gonna click on this button right here and we are gonna add our camera 001 that we just created in our model, which is this one right here. Now we're gonna tell the software a very simple and straightforward prompt, something like render this back garden in a luxury environment. Let's check this spelling and just press enter. The software has now understand and it's saying, alright, let me get to the work transforming this back garden into a luxury environment with high quality materials, elegant landscaping and refined lighting conditions. Generating your visual right now, just take a moment. So right now it's processing it and we need to wait a little bit. As you can see, it has come with something a bit interesting and it's not completely attractive at all, but that's absolutely fine because we're gonna keep working with this image. So the next prompt is gonna be replace the black with a nice sky and also change the tree blocks, realistic shrubs and trees. So what is happening in this moment is that it's taking our last result and based on that result we are further modifying it with more instructions. It's come back saying let me enhance the current render by replacing the black background with a beautiful sky and transforming the tree blocks into realistic shrubs and trees for a more natural and luxurious look. I'm working on it now. So as you can see, this is starting to come better. Now we have a little bit of real shrubs and trees and the people still looks very bad. So our next step is going to create a real people, or at least that looks a little bit better. So we're gonna keep working on this image. It's still not great, the resolution is terrible, and this is absolutely fine because that's part of the workflow. So we're gonna type our next prompt, and our next prompt is going to be replace two persons in the middle with real persons on the same with real persons. Maintain the original position those persons. Let's click enter and let's see what happens. It's come back saying let me replace the two persons in the middle with realistic human figures while keeping the original positions and poses intact. In this luxury garden setting, I am working on it now. So right now it's coming back again and let's wait a little bit to see what happens. Right, so it has added faces, it has a suit, it has a pink suit. I think the scene it's getting better. It still looks a bit dodgy. I'm not completely happy with the result, but that's absolutely fine. That's part of the workflow. So the next step that we're going to do is we're gonna upscale this image, and rather than doing it here on Rendair, we're gonna download this output as it is with this terrific resolution and just download it. So the next step that we're going to do is we're gonna upload the output that we just downloaded from Rendair. And I'm gonna click just right here, upload from this device. It's on my downloads right here, and it's this one right here that you and I guys just created together. So now that we have uploaded our image with very bad resolution into Sora, we're gonna type our first prompt. And we're gonna describe the changes and create a new image based on this one. So we're gonna type something like refine this same image. And we're gonna type remix. Sorry, we're gonna click on remix. So the first image is ready. Let's click here and see it. As you can see, this is starting to evolve and it gives us two options. The first one right here and this one right here. So we can have a look at this one, or we can have a look at the other one, which is, oh sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. I think I like more this one, so we're gonna keep working on this one. The next step that we're going to do is that we are going to remix. I think I would prefer this one. We're gonna choose this one and we're gonna remix it again. So we're gonna remix it again. Our next prompt is going to be replace the existing trees, shrubs with more realistic green shrubs and trees. Let's correct the spelling mistakes and add keeping the same location. I'm gonna click on remix again and wait a little bit more to see what happens. It's ready again, so let's click to see our result. Now it has added a little bit more of trees on the background. It created another tree there. I think this one is quite interesting because we have trees in the original design there. And now we are going to remix it again, but we're going to select only this bit right here, and we're gonna type add a real, also right here, add a real tree, and we need to wait a little bit more. As you can see, this is starting to take shape, but still is far away from our end result. There we go. Here we have our next result. As you can see, it had finally transformed that tree in the corner with the real tree, and here as well. So we're gonna go for this option right here, and we're gonna keep working on this one. We can also see the other one. This one is slightly better. And now that we are kind of like happy with the principal elements, we're gonna start to add a little bit of dramatic motion and a little bit of dramatic feeling to this scene. We're gonna remix this image again, and we are going to first type create a dramatic autumn scene without changing the original geometry of this image. Enhance the overall looking of the materials and increase the realism. Now we're gonna copy this. Copy this prompt, and now we're gonna go to ChatGPT. I'm gonna paste the prompt here, and I'm gonna instruct ChatGPT to improve that prompt. To be improved, the prompt to be used in Sora. Enter. Now ChatGPT is gonna come back with a better prompt, so we can copy and paste it into Sora. Transform this architectural scene into a dramatic autumn setting without altering the original geometry. Intensify the atmosphere with rich warm fall tones, deep oranges, and blah 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 blah. So we're gonna get all of these, Ctrl C, copy, we're gonna go back to Sora, and we're gonna paste it right here. Let's click enter and let's see what happens now, guys. And there we go, here is one of our autumn variations. Now we're gonna play with this a little bit more. We're gonna go back to our first result, and we're gonna tell Sora to create now a spring nice day. So we're gonna remix this one, and we're gonna type create an stunning architectural visualization in a sunny spring day. Do not change geometry at all. Now we're gonna copy this, and we're gonna go back to ChatGPT, start a new chat, and then we're gonna paste this here, and then we're gonna tell ChatGPT improve prompt. We're gonna copy this and paste it here on Sora. Create a breathtaking architectural visualization set on a bright sunny spring day. Enhance the lighting, shadows, and environment to reflect the freshness and warmth of spring with vibrant greenery, clear skies, and a soft natural sunlight. Let's remix this and let's see what happens. This is like our base image, and from here we're basically creating all the variations that we want. So this one is ready. As you can see, it looks quite nice. It's a bit bright, but I think it looks good. So from this same prompt we can create another one, and we just need to type remix again, and we can create a dramatic winter scene. Do not change the geometry. And let's see what happens. And there we go, guys, our next result is ready. As you can see, this is absolutely fantastic. It looks really nice. We're gonna keep working on this scene. I think I quite like this one right here on the left. We're gonna remix it one more time. We're gonna change two persons, change persons in the scene for a couple dancing. Change the persons in the scene for a couple dancing. Do not change anything else. So our next result is ready. As you can see, we have this beautiful couple dancing here in this dramatic winter scene. And now we're gonna take this scene right here and we're gonna transform it into a nice video. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create a video right here, and we're gonna type a very simple prompt. Make the couple to slowly dance. And we're gonna click create video. This usually takes a little bit of time because it's being rendered in their servers, but let's wait and see what happens. So the video is ready now. Let's go and watch it. So we have this one right here and that one right here. It's amazing to see how this works. You can even see the footprints in the snow. It's really nice. So that's it, guys. I hope you had enjoyed this tutorial and this walkthrough and how you can turn your boring, flat 3D models into realistic, stunning cinematic visualizations. Let's go for a small recap to see what we have been doing. So we started with this basic cat model right here. I'm gonna put them side by side so we can understand what we have been undertaking during this journey. So I'm gonna put this screen on this part, and then right here I'm gonna go for this one, which I think is a little bit more smooth, and I'm gonna change the visualization style to shade it with edges. As you can see, this is where we came from. Let's select the camera to have the same angle, and this was turned into this one. Now I'm gonna go through the workflow that I used very briefly so we can recap everything. For doing that, I'm gonna extract this window right here, and I'm gonna put it just in the middle right there. I'm gonna bring cat here, and here I'm gonna put our video. So basically the workflow that we have been undertaking was to extract the views from the cat model right here. The cat model is very simple, just quick and ready. And after we extracted the views from the cat model, we put them into our chat into the Rendair application. We started to do just very simple prompts like render this back garden in a luxury environment, and then we started to change a little bit, for example, to replace the blocks with real shops. And then we started to work with this image on Sora, and here we can see a little bit of the process. We started to add more prompts until we created cinematic results. I think all of the results are quite interesting. Everything is unique and it looks amazing. This one I don't like it too much, but I think the winter scenes are just fantastic. Then we replace these two guys with a nice sweet couple dancing in the middle of the snow. And finally we created our stunning video, which is these two right here. I'm gonna just scroll through all the process that we have been undertaken, and also I'm gonna take you to the ones that I was working yesterday. Here I created a bit of a rainy scene, a movie that merges the winter with the autumn, and as soon as they step into the pool it becomes rain again. Here I have another type of visualizations where it's a little bit more close up. This one looks actually fantastic. It's just amazing to see what you can do with it. And also I created a little bit of less dramatic scenes with a little bit of sunset. So now is your turn, guys. It's your turn to export your CAD models. It's your turn to get those views, get them to Rendair, just add a little bit of materials, and then bring them to Sora to create stunning cinematic shots and then impress everyone else in your environment. Guys, that's it for today. I hope you had enjoyed this tutorial. If you like it, please give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe, give me some comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.